It starts already. It starts. It begins. Let me get my streams over. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, gosh. This is. I already feel bad. Hello. My name is Celestial. Celestial Udenberg? I see you have given me an archive of our. Oh, my. Oh. 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 uh, thank you for the suggestion. It will go on the pile. Uh, I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I wasn't supposed to go live for another 10. So we'll just chat for a second. But thank you for coming by. Thank you for the interest. Um, Currently, what we're going to be doing is so we had a poll in the Discord, which I should probably pin the comment. We had a poll in the Discord, and the winner of the poll, out of everything suggested by the people in the Discord, was a Reddit fanfiction called How Hu Chao Changed My Life. It's based on the Simpsons Treehouse. I gathered that from what I just saw. Yeah, I gathered. Please don't take this as me judging you. This is me judging the author. I understand that most of these are enjoyed ironically, if at all. But the one that the community voted on, that we will be starting with, is one from Reddit. So it's especially deranged. I have no idea I have no idea how I'm gonna handle like the smut parts. Um, I assume I'm going to, in the moment, make up euphemisms for everything, which will make it even funnier and cringier. When you heard Chow, you. Oh, Tao. Who Tao? Like from Genshin. You were thinking one of the Chow from Sonic. Did you see? I don't know if you see this. There is a game in alpha on Steam right now. I forget what it's called, but someone basically remade the Chow Garden mode from Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Is it just Sonic Adventure Battle 2? I forget the full name of that game. Um, but yeah, someone recreated the Chow Garden as like a standalone game on the Steam page, which is it's crazy. That's out of everything. Sonic Adventure 2. I think the battle is there. Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I think battle is in the name. But it's crazy to me that they just invented an entire extra game, and it has hundreds of hours of content available. And just as a kid, you don't understand that. You think it's a mini game. No, it's a completely other game. Your aim sucks and you constantly miss targets in the mess. Dude. Missing things in the mech modes in Sonic Adventure Battle 2 is not your fault. That is the game's fault. It is fundamentally a poorly made game. It's really fun because it's Sonic and you get to go fast, but it's a fundamentally poorly made game. That is not on you. Oh gosh. That brings back some memories. They botched the knuckle system. Exactly. Also, explain this to me. Why was Knuckles always listening to rap during those? I do not understand. He's not from Earth, or in this case, Mobius. See, I'm one of the guys who knows the comic lore of Sonic because I grew up on the Archie Sonic comics. So reconciling what lore is from where in my head is very hard for me. So in Sonic Adventure Battles 1 and 2, it's supposedly set on Earth, which is why there's people. But in the comics, they were like, we've already established that this is a planet called Mobius, which is Earth, but like hundreds of thousands of years in the future, after a nuclear war, mutated all the animals so they became furries and could talk. And then the just people evolved separately again anyway, so they're called Mobians now. Don't get me started on Sonic comic lore. It's wild. You know how many times they wrote themselves into a corner and had to reset the Sonic comic universe? More than three times. They had to reset their entire universe because they wrote themselves into a corner, and they still have jobs. How am I not writing for someone right now? That's my question, okay? If you can mess up that many times to where you have to reset the entire continuity of your story, bringing into question everything you've written before it, how do you still have a job, and how do I get that job? I want that kind of job security, okay? That's what I want. It was also Mobius in the manuals for the Genesis games. You are correct. But at some point, they just decided to abandon that, which left the Archie comics in a weird position because all of a sudden there's people, there shouldn't be people here, and they had to figure that out. You're absolutely right. You are correct, sir. Or madam. I don't know. This is the internet. The worst is how 06 changed Blaze's story. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Sonic 06, okay? Okay? Sonic 06 is the reason why Aaron Hansen was briefly the spokesperson for Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a true thing that happened. Look it up. Which, no shade to Aaron, he is an incredibly funny boy. But like, there are better people. Maybe people who know how to play video games. And not someone who makes fun of Sonic the Hedgehog for a living. Maybe he shouldn't have been the spokesperson. Again, this is real. For Sonic the Hedgehog. It was brief, but it happened. Oh, man. But the reason they had to do that was because they had to, like, ironically acknowledge how bad past games had been. Sonic Genesis more? That is a hot take. That is surface of the sun hot. Superman could heal a tumor in his brain with the heat of that take. Hating Sonic Genesis more than Sonic 06 is one of the hottest takes that I've ever seen. Because it's a botched port? I mean, I guess? But that is still a hot take. That is such a hot take. Anyway, I have my teleprompter set up. I have How Hu Tao Changed My Life loaded in. If you're not aware, Hu Tao is a character from the MiHoYo gacha game Genshin Impact. I feel like I don't need to say anything more past that introduction. Oh yeah, the Boom games were awful. I don't know if you ever watched the Game Grumps when they played the Boom games, but one of their editors noticed that like there was weird pop-up in the cutscenes that were rendered in engine, so they like slowed it down and they cut it to show everyone that like in certain parts in the cutscenes you can see multiple of the same character. Those were atrocious. I need to stop talking about Sonic. I will go off on a tangent. Maybe one of these days we'll read the old Sonic Archie comics on stream. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but maybe one day we will. Because those are like Days of Our Lives, but for edgy teens. Oh man. If you don't know what Days of Our Lives is, it's like a super long running soap opera. I believe when it started it was called Luke and Laura. If I'm thinking of the right thing, I might be thinking of General Hospital. My mom watched a lot of these shows, so I know a lot about these shows, but they all blended together because they weren't very different. Anyway, it's like The Simpsons of soap operas. It started when it was black and white television, okay? It's still going today with like the great-grandchildren of the original characters. It's insane. I endeavor to write something that long-standing that I can write about my own character's great-grandchildren in pretty much the same setting and with family drama going all the way back to the black and white series. That is so impressive. Fun fact, the reason they're called soap operas is they were made to sell soap. There you go. That's why. The Mega Man Sonic crossover was very fun. Anyway, I have to get to reading. Oh, gosh. See, you can keep distracting me because at the end of the day, I'm scared. I'm scared of what I'm about to read. I had to skim it as I was copy-pasting it into the teleprompter app, and I am scared, okay? I am mortified by the thing I am about to read to you. There will be several points where I just break down in nervous Kamala Harris type laughter, okay? I will just break down at certain points in this script. I already know what they are. My eyes unwillingly darted towards them as I scrolled. And I saw the words I did not want to see. I don't know how it all fits together. I just know at some point I'm going to have to say something so terribly down bad, 20-year-old me would look at it and say, dude, are you okay? For context, 20-year-old me was literally quite obsessed with a girl. Okay? I wasn't that bad in retrospect, which is the point of that comment. but I've held a lot of guilt over that period of my life for a long time. It is all evaporating because of this, okay? I have never been this down bad before. This is so down bad. Bao the frickin' Hertz whale would read this and go, that's a little concerning. That's how down bad this is, okay? And I only saw like 5 words out of this, and those words were staff, saliva, hole, the, and my love. So 6 words. I'm so scared. Would I compare it to Bowser being horny over Peach or worse? This is so much worse. I cannot begin to fully describe to you how bad it is. This will make you reconsider everything you've ever done in your life. I am currently reconsidering every decision I've ever made. I should have been an accountant. That's how bad this is. I should have been an accountant. Let's get started. Rolling the teleprompter. As I write this, immense tears of pleasure flow from my eyes. Oh gosh, we're already getting into the misspellings. I'm gonna have to slow this down. Oh no. It's hard to read misspelled things on a teleprompter. Again, as I write this, immense tears of pleasure flows from my eyes. Words alone cannot express the feelings and emotions my heart goes through when I think of Hu Tao. On the 22nd of February, 2021, my life changed for the better. The day I saw leaked footage of Hu Tao, something awoken in me that day. A buzzing sensation rushed through my body. I knew it was love at first sight. I stared hours and hours at the leaked gameplay footage of Hu Tao. Her beautiful charge attacks and butterfly effects when she sprinted was mesmerizing. Then she turned around. I froze. Her eyes, her deep red eyes, the sharp of her pupils, her face. This is too early. I can't already do it. Oh no! I need to slow down the speed again. From this point, a goal sprouted in my head. Acquire a C6R5 Hu Tao at any cost. A goal which I eventually did fulfill. The lengths I'd take for Hu Tao shouldn't be underestimated. So some people might be wondering, what's so special about Hu Tao? What makes her the best waifu? Well, sit back and grab some popcorn. I will enlighten you as to why Hu Tao is the best thing to be ever created since the creation of the heavens and earth. Oh no. Oh gosh. Regardless the size of her bust, Hu Tao has all the qualities of an SSSSS plus tier waifu. She's so precious. Her smile, her beautiful unique red eyes. No a day goes by without me listening to all of Hu Tao's voice lines on repeat for 1 hour while cuddling my Hu Tao pillow. Her eyes have her blood blossom bosom shape. If this feels super stilted to listen to, understand this author is varying between comma splice and incomplete sentences at a rate that makes it hard to switch between the two. Most of these are just incomplete sentence fragments, and then some of these are comma spliced to hell. It's so hard to read. Hu Tao is a really vibrant person. She tries to keep herself upbeat working in the funeral parlor. Having to prepare dead people to be buried can be a very tedious task. Hu Tao, I'm here for you. I'm all yours. I'll comfort you. During Hu Tao's, story quest, it reveals that sad part of her, which almost made me cry my heart out. Hello, Ryan. You've come into the middle of something cursed. This is cursed beyond all belief. She's really sad deep down, but true to give off the vibrant, joyful, and unwavering aura in which she manages to pull of successfully. This quest made Hu Tao feel like my soulmate. I was able to relate with her, and she related to me. I felt like giving her head pats and hugs. Hu Tao's voice is also a work of art. Her Japanese voice, that is. Props to her real voice actor, Ray. Her voice really brings out and solidifies Hu Tao's personality. Her croak singing when she sings the Hilly Churl song is just so cute. It shines a light down on the unbothered aspect of her personality. Even though her song may not sound the best, it makes her much more attractive and unique. Help me, please. Reading fanfics for the 50 follower special. The title is on screen. Don't make me read it again. The thing is, this actually feels so genuine, which is the part that concerns me the most. At this point, I don't even know if this is fan fiction or a man confessing his sins. It might be both. It's probably both. TBH, Hu Tao, you really need to work on your singing techniques, smiley face. Either way, I still love you though, he, hearts. My favorite Hu Tao voice line is her low HP line. Every time I press E and she's on low HP, she says, E, which breathes life back into me after long hours of playing Genshin Impact. It never fails to bring a smile to my face. Little smiley face with the eyes closed. Okay, this next line is where we slip into delusion. Up till now, it's been like, I really like this character, and I may have a parasocial relationship with a fictional person. Now we're getting into full delusion. Oh, I need to mention Hu Tao's hands, her soft, beautiful hands. Every time I hold Hu Tao's hands, it brings a feeling of security and warmth. Hu Tao's black nails are really good looking. They look like heaven on earth. I just want to suck on her fingertips. Suck on her fingertips. Okay, that's what we're doing today. Chat, is that a thing? Do you ever want to suck on someone's fingertips, chat? Is that a thing? I can think of things to suck that aren't fingertips, that maybe are better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Oh gosh. Even though Hu Tao may not be the thickest of all waifus, her soft, plump, succulent thighs bring out the hot aspect of her. Who suggested this? I need to ban them. Every single moment I read this, I feel like I'm sinning. This feels like an affront to God. This is the funniest aspect of this is that if you read ancient poetry, and I mean ancient, we're talking like Mesopotamian, early Hebrew, Egyptian poetry, love poetry, this is following the same exact pattern. One of the most famous examples is the Song of Solomon. This is following the same pattern as Song of Solomon. He spends the first 3 chapters just talking about how wonderful a person she is, and then the 4th chapter, he dives really deeply into the physical aspects he appreciates about the woman. I feel like we just hit chapter 4, and it is just as explicit. Her chest, while her tits are not massive, her petite boobs are really firm, the type to fit in your hand without any spillage? What? Smiley face? Shoot me. Her dash, which is the most unique in Genshin, shows how much effort was put into Hu Tao's kit. When she dashes, she leaves a trail of butterflies behind while disappearing for a brief moment. I could go on and on, but this message would fail to end. I just love Hu Tao so much. Hu Tao is my passion. I am tearing up just thinking of Hu Tao. Every comp I use, Hu Tao is always on it. I can't bench her. I can't go a day without listening to her voice lines. I can't go a day without playing her. Hu Chao and I share a very special bond. I love her to bits. Just a quick fact, even the people may not notice, Hu Chao is actually not flat, but her bust is hidden by her beautifully designed coat. Stop defending it, man. When I look at Hu Tao, when I look into her eyes and stare at the beautiful smile and the upbeat aura she radiates, it brings a smile to my face. Sometimes I begin to wonder, how would Genshin Impact be without Hu Tao? Great question. Hu Tao is one of the characters that keeps me bound to this game. She has all the traits of a highly top-quality, cherished waifu. If anything, Hu Tao is the most refined and complex waifu in Genshin to understand. Another fun fact. Another fun fact. It took me about 2,600 euros to C6R5 Hu Tao. 2,600 euros? What are you talking about? You spent, quick math, 4 months of my rent on a video game. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Oh my gosh. Who suggested this? I'm gonna have to check later. I need to ban them. Another adorable aspect about Hu Tao is her hat on her head. It's her grandfather's hat, which shows that even after all these years, Hu Tao hasn't forgotten about her grandfather. This resonates with me a lot, bringing tears to my eyes because my grandma passed away recently. Aw, Hu Tao has a beauty spot on her left butt cheek. What a turn! My grandma died recently. Let me tell you about this girl's ass. What do you do with this? What do you do with this level of brain rot? No. I know one's talking in chat. It's because you have no words. I'm trying to find those words, and I'm failing. We just went to... My grandma passed away recently. Hu Tao has a beauty spot on her left butt cheek. And it's the wrong butt, by the way. It's the one with one T. I've slept with Hu Tao multiple times, and that's one of her turn-ons for me. Now back on topic, Hu Tao also has the perfect body shape. Not too busty, wrong 2, not too slim, right 2. Her body shape is just perfect. The way her hips curve right before her beautiful behind and extends shapely all the way down to her thighs. It takes a really complex person versed in all the in the art of... I'm feeling. It takes a really complex person versed in the art of character derivation, observation, deduction, and worship to be able to praise how well-defined a character like Hu Tao is. Hu Tao has two sides to her voice, one very soft and enchanting, thanks to Ray, and one that's full of enthusiasm. I can never get tired of the conversations me and Hu Tao have every night before we sleep. Is this man in a mental hospital? I hope so. I know it's impossible to get anyone committed nowadays, but surely you could take this to a court as proof. Hu Tao is the type of character, if you're feeling sick and deadbeat, she will bring up your mood and comfort you. She will even sing you a lullaby till you feel better or fall asleep on her soft laps. She has multiple laps. Hu Tao would stay by your side until you recover. Hu Tao may look confident and energetic on the outside, but deep down she just wants to be embraced and loved. Why doesn't she mention this? I think she may be a bit nervous, or don't really know how to pass her feeling across. Every day I spend with Tao, we've dropped the honorific, we're now on a first name basis. She opens up bit by bit. I really do love her company. Hu Tao, back to the honorific, is a type of girl you can cuddle with at night and speak all the worries of your life to. She would listen thoroughly, while gently stroking your head and giving you reassurance. TBH, I can't even imagine my life without Hu Tao at this point. I value her so much I want to go on and on, but I don't wish to bore you. He doesn't wish to bore us, chat. He doesn't want to be boring about this. What? I can feel my well-being slipping away. Slowly, but it's slipping. I'll be right back. I need to kiss Hu Tao goodnight. She just got back from work and is really tired. I just finished tucking Hu Tao into bed. I also mouth-fed her the dinner I made? Ew! Ew! Like a baby bird? Fuck that! No! No! Stop it! Stop it! This can't be real. This has got to be like a joke or something, right? This can't be real. This has to be a gag. It has to be a bit. Shoot me. Hu Tao's mouth tasted like cherry lollipops, and her saliva was very thin and delicious. That sound was completely involuntary. I don't know what even it was or how I made it. I don't think I could ever recreate the sound I just made. She's beside me right now, cuddled up and cozy. Please don't make too much noise or you might rake her. Hu Tao is a work of refined art. She's my daily drug, the blood to my heart, the soul to my body, the reason I wake up every day with purpose. Dude, she is the bone of this guy's sword. That came out wrong. I just wanted to make a reference to Fate Stay Night. The reason I wake up every day with purpose. Hu Tao is the sole reason I have the drive to continue on living in this harsh world. If you're reading this, Hu Tao, I love you. I was too captivated, wrong too. In admiring Hu Tao, I almost forgot to mention her hair. Hu Tao's hair is a really stunning aspect of her design. What I love about her hair is the length and the lush brown color that glistens in the rays of Tevat's sun. The beautiful deep brown color of her hair, paired with red highlights on the ends, is such an amazing sight to admire. I love the way Hu Tao's hair flows when I run with her. It's almost impossible not to recognize her from a mile away. I'm trying to find something positive to say. My brain is working in overtime to find anything positive to say. I'm glad this man isn't procreating. I don't know. I don't know what you even say to this. Her hair smells of vivid plum, wrong plum, blossoms with a deep undertone of patchouli. How do I know what Hu Tao's hair smells like? Because that's the impression she gives off, and patchouli is one of my favorite scents. How do I know? Well, it's because it's what I want it to be, you see. Oh, and by the way, I have a piece of Hu Tao's hair in my mouth right now. Giggly smiley face. This has to be a bit. This has to be a joke, right? I kind of want to message this guy on Reddit and be like, hey, this post you made 2 years ago. Is this a bit? Is this a gag? Is this a joke? I would say the S word about how he's acting in the story, but that word's not allowed on Twitch. I forgot about that. I forgot you're not allowed to say sample. But he is a real sample right now. Oh, man. Hugh-Tao's hair is split into 2 evenly sections that are silk smooth, as expected of my queen. She takes very good care of herself. Another fun fact, Hugh-Tao NSFW is the only Genshin Char NSFW art I look at, because Hugh-Tao told me she gets jealous when I look at other characters' lewds. Stop! Stop! No, stop. Please, stop. I also understand why people aren't talking in chat because they don't want to be identified with this content at all. I understand. I don't want to be either. But it is really funny. This is as creepy as Kazuchi lusting for Sonya and Danganronpa 2. I've never played Danganronpa. I've never interacted with Danganronpa. I saw the community of Danganronpa and I was like, nope, I don't want a piece of that. I do not want a piece of that. I understand where she's coming from, and since I'm loyal to Hugh-Tao, I haven't looked at another character's lewds apart from her. But one time I slipped, and she caught me looking at Ganyu lewds on Pixar. And Hugh-Tao threw a fit. There's trouble in the marriage. Why say that line twice? I don't know. It's happened a couple of times now. And you are correct. I am reading it as it is written. I was trained on teleprompter back in college. What I am reading to you is the exact text. That no liberties are being taken. We talked it over, thou. Obviously wrong, though. We talked it over, thou, so everything is fine now. No need for your concern, smiley face. Hugh-Tao is one of the characters I fell deeply in love with throughout my journey in Teyvat. Our bond grows stronger every passing minute, hours, days, and months. Hugh-Tao is an inseparable part of my very being. Hugh-Tao is the character that seduced my wallet, my very first C6 character, in which I have no regrets. This is why you proofread? Exactly, yes. For a piece of art like this, hire an editor. It was in fact one of the best decisions I made for my beloved Hugh-Tao. To make my Hugh-Tao feel even more appreciated, I pulled a R5 elegy for her support to boost her damage. I want my Hugh-Tao to rule over the entirety of Teyvat. Okay, we're getting into the Empress bottom fantasy now. And banish those that wish to oppose her or split her away from me. My life lies in the hands of Hugh-Tao right now. If Hugh-Tao wishes, I would sacrifice myself for her. Hugh-Tao, I love you. If it was just the content, it wouldn't be just as painful as the countless typos. That's how these things go. That's how they go. It's the typos that get you. Except for this next sentence, prepare for the psychic damage. Chat, are you prepared? There is psychic damage incoming with the next sentence I am about to say. And I've just now realized that this is an opportunity for everybody to be clipping me and making me sound deranged. Please don't do that. Why do I do this to myself? Please God, I want to impregnate Hugh-Tao so bad. I want her to bear my children with those beautiful childbearing hips, that beautiful radiant right angel, like a goddess having come down to earth to cleanse us of our sins. Yu Tao is beyond divin. She is beyond. I have to type this in chat. She is beyond Devin. I can't help to drop to my knees in worship whenever I see her beautiful figure. I yearn for her in ways both primal and spiritual. I would commit more war crimes than every president in the Philippines history just to lick the sweet glistening sweat from her smooth, creamy skin. As bad as this is, it's not too terribly long. My Immortal is not only bad, it's over 40 chapters. My Immortal was the other thing in the poll. Okay, if I finish this in a decent amount of time, My Immortal is next. Also, apparently our author is Filipino, because otherwise, how do you know anything about the Philippines? It's not really a notable country if you're not living there. The only reason I know anything about the Philippines is I got a guy at work. His wife is from the Philippines, so I know a lot of Philippine things. It's pretty rough over there. Okay, next sentence is more psychic damage. Here we go. I want to listen to her moans as my manhood, questionable, throbs within her. I want to hear her heart face. Her heart beat? No, it says face. As our bodies become one and our souls irreversibly intertwine in the holy sin of carnal union. Maybe get to yours as a break? Maybe. Wow. The thing I'm about to read. I'm tempted to cut this short so I don't break TOS. I don't know what the limit is here. What is the TOS limit? I just said throbbing manhood. What's the limit? I think it's time to start euphemisms. Because there's no way I can read the next sentence without breaking TOS. There is 0% chance. How do I even euphemize this? Do I just start inserting nonsense words? I don't know if I can keep reading it. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's possible. Maybe put a pin in it. Don't worry about the hurting to read. I take much more psychic damage. We've been reading Dracula, normally is what we do on Sundays. We're almost done with it, I think. Dracula does so much more psychic damage to me. It drains, because I actually try to do that well and like voice act it. It is a draining thing to do Dracula for 2 hours. This in comparison has not been that bad. I just don't know if I can talk about her coconut milk. Maybe I'll skip down a little bit. Let's do that. Let's skip down a little bit. Oh, God. Oh, God. It gets worse. It gets worse. Okay. I think I can read this. Her cries of pleasure and the rocking of our bed would be louder than the cacophony of 10,000 drone strikes. I would let her break my rib cage with any part of her body. I would let her hit me with her car just to be near her for a brief moment. She's so perfect it hurts. Every moment without Hu Tao, I suffer a pain worse than breaking every bone in my body simultaneously while drowning, and also having shards of glass coated in hot save forced through every office of my body. Oh no. Okay, this is almost sane in comparison. I want to start a family with her and retire our 27 children? I want 5 kids. And that's a little bit insane nowadays. 27? You'd kill her. Okay, here's a line I can read. We're skipping large chunks at this point. I want to have sex with Hu Tao like she owes me money. Step on my face, drool in my mouth. God, please, I would do anything for her. I would relinquish my life, all my hopes and dreams, just to become the socks on het feet. Does that one break TOS? I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. I mean, this entire thing is deranged. I would lick the Doritos dust from her fingertips. Really specific. Moving on. Nope. Can't say that. Can't say that. Nope. Nope. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice bit of heresy. I need to say my daily Hu Tao prayer and pray to my goddess for being the very bane of my entire existence. My goddess who art in Celestia, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on Tiva as it is in Celestia. Give us this day your holy presence, and forgive us our simping of other waifus, as we forgive those who have not turned their life to Hu Tao. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Embrace us into your arms, Hu Tao. Amen. Oh no. Oh no. And then he starts role-playing as her? Here we go. Twitter tried restricting me. They tried suppressing my love for Hu Tao. They tried silencing me to stop me from spreading the glories of Hu Tao. But in the end, I will prevail. I have prevailed. Nothing, and I mean nothing, not even Jesus himself, can get in the way of us. After a thorough discussion with Twitter customer service, I managed to enlighten them about the wonders of my wife, my queen, my soulmate, and my lover, Hu Tao. The Twitter support representatives were reborn again into the glory of Hu Tao and decided to free my account. What? If there's one gun woman in gaming who deserves this level of adulation, it's Bayonetta. Maybe. I'm not, even then, I'm like on the fence. Oh, the guy doxes himself at this point. That's fun. I'm not going to read his name, even though it's in this public post that's been up for 2 years. Whoa. Huh? 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 Ah, no, it got weird again. It got weird again. Nope. 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 Okay, I finally met the woman of my dreams, someone I loved and she loved me back, Someone that would comfort me when times were hard. Hu Tao saved me. The way her eyes would stare deep into my soul. Huh? I would wake up daily, brush my teeth with the picture of Hu Tao I had taped on my bathroom mirror. Okay. And lay down on my custom Hu Tao body pillow, blankets, and bed sheets. Some people might find it excessive, but they'll never understand till they meet their true love. You can name it. Posters, cups, rings, and personal photo book with photos of Hu Tao I took during our time we spent in Tevat. I had it all. I loved Hu Tao, and she loved me back. Hu Tao filled the empty void that once grew in my heart. I finally introduced her to my mom. I told her how much we had been dating and talking to each other. She was shocked, I believe, because I actually found a woman I love. My mom then told me it's my life and I can do what I want. I was so happy that my mother finally gave me approval to marry Hu Tao. I think this is a cry for help. I don't think this is a joke anymore. This is a man in a deep, concentrated delusion. Then he role plays proposing to her, getting her flowers. He puts on a suit, he gets a wedding ring. He says unspeakable things. I can't read that, can't read that, can't read that, can't read that. Can't read that, can't read that. Can't read that. And we're done. Okay. I can't. Ugh. That was something. Let me clear my teleprompter of that and never think about it ever again. That was how Hu Tao changed my life. I'm never thinking about it again. Also, the rules of this Reddit is do not post outright porn. Do not post gore. So yeah. Both of those rules were broken here. I don't know why it's still up. What was yours? What was yours? Let me pull it up again. Okay. This is definitely a name. From AO3, an author named The Glee Man. He remains a Simpson man. The Simpsons and Disney's victorious gridlocked crossover. Let me... You found it in February and been hooked? I really don't want you to be hooked on these things. That sounds dangerous. Do something normal, like being hooked on phonics. Yeah, be hooked on phonics, not on this. Let me move the closed captioning bot. Oh gosh. All right. Let me copy paste this. Okay, I guess this is the background for it. After gaining knowledge of the most recent Treehouse of Horror special used classic canon Simpsons episode Cape Fear as a vehicle to explore a what if where Bob killed Bart during the climax for that episode, I got inspired to somehow wedge that concept into A Hellfish Flies Again, a Simpsons Disney Villains Victorious gridlocked crossover quest on sufficient velocity that I have part of. For those of you who don't know, I'm one of those people, so this is important information. DVV stands for Disney Villains Victorious, a fan-made mega crossover on the internet where pretty much all of the various villains from Disney properties won their respective stories, took over, and are now smashed together to vie for dominance, wrong vie, while any remaining heroes pick up the pieces and try to carry on. Now, Gridlock specifically focuses, spelled incorrectly, on all of the more modern villains like Syndrome and Dr. Doofenshmirtz living in a Shadowrun-like world of intrigue. Hellfish adds The Simpsons to the mix and centers around a world where a few weeks after the events of the Simpsons movie, Abe Simpson manages to win a poker match against Mr. Burns, with the prize being all of Burns' properties. Now, Abe has to effectively take control of his hometown in a world where shady CEOs of several megacorporations have built their own secret little fiefdoms all across a ravaged United States, and the federal government is trying to hang on for dear life while keeping everything under wraps from the public eye. Of course, I couldn't truly fit the premise of Bob kills Bart during the climax of Cape Fear as is into a story where Bart is very much alive, so I decided to have Lisa suffer from periodic nightmares based on the 8th segment from TOH35 in the wake of Bob escaping from prison instead. What did I just read? What was that? No. The summary was incredibly important because now I have some semblance of understanding of what I'm about to read. The summary was incredibly important. Okay, so let me get this into my teleprompter. Why you hate fanfic.net? It has a 1-year limit to edit a fic. That's pretty funny. Yeah, you know, if you leave a typo for more than 1 year, that one's on you. That's set in stone now. Oh, man. This one, hopefully, will be less smutty. I don't know that much about The Simpsons, actually. That might be surprising to you. So I have... it's PG-13 horror? Well, okay. It's called He Remains a Simpsons Man. And I guess we're going to read it. For the umpteenth night since the prison escape by one Robert Underdunk Terwilliger, more commonly known as Sideshow Bob, 8-year-old Lisa Marie Simpson was tossing and turning in her fitful sleep as memories of that fateful Tuesday so very long ago invaded her dreams. The houseboat of the Thompson family, for some reason in quotes, plowed onwards on its journey along the river betwixt Terror Lake and Springfield, its inhabitants tied up like a Christmas roast? Huh? Hearing a ruckus from the bow, little Lisa resolved herself to at least do something about her predicament. And it's clearly to his credit that he is an Englishman. Who said that? It doesn't say. I don't understand. Underscored by the maniac's admittedly sonorous timbre, She flopped onto her belly and crawled towards the seats next to the steering wheel and coming to a stop on top of them just as he, all caps, started reaching his performance's crescendo. Here, oh, it's singing. He remains in English. Suddenly, the madman halted, as if the realization had struck his crazed brain at last. Oh no, Lisa thought to herself. Has he seen me? Wait! Did you only ask me to sing to forestall your gruesome end? I do know Sideshow Bob's whole accent thing. I've seen clips. He bit out with a growl and murderous hatred in his eyes. And there, right in the middle of it all, without a care for the world, Lisa's brother Bart lounged on a deck chair with a playbill he must have produced from Buddha knows where in hand. Chuckling at having gotten one over his foe's supposedly superior intellect, Bart responded smugly, "Guilty as charged." That's not how Bart talked. Proud of his own bravado, Bart did not see him bearing down on him until it was too late, and so Lisa could only scream in absolute horror as that monster hacked her... Can I read that? Killed him amidst Bart's gurgling death cries. Arg. Only a moment after Lisa had started wide awake from her recurring nightmare, Bart pushed open her bedroom door, a steaming cup of cocoa in hand. Hey, Lise, he chided his sister good-naturedly. Maybe keep it down a bit? Mom might want to sleep a bit over Homer snoring. You okay? Seeing Lisa trembling and dry heaving like crazy shook Bart out of his mirth long enough to wake up his long-dormant brotherly instincts for a bit. But even so, he still was not prepared for what words left Lisa's mouth next. Bart? You're alive? Well, of course I'm alive, Lise. Why wouldn't I be? What the hell? Next thing Bart knew, his sister all but launched herself at him, hugging him hard enough to make his ribs cry out in protest and snot crying all over his shoulders while making him drop his cocoa to the floor and spilling it over the carpets. Man, I love a good comma splice. Wow, this is what you've been obsessed with, huh? Okay, that's a thing. Fan fiction is an odd space. Let's say it like that. Thank God you're alive. Freaked out at Lisa behaving like that, Bart finally managed to entangle himself from his troubled sister and shook her hard to get her out of her funk. Okay, now you're really freaking me out, sis. What's going on? What's that about me being dead? Please make sense again, Lise. After a bit more heavy breathing and sobbing, Lisa was finally able to compose herself enough to explain, her eyes still bloodshot from crying. Do you remember that time where Sideshow Bob hunted you down and we had to flee to Terror Lake? You mean when I tricked him into singing the entire score of the HMS Pinafore to stall for enough time that our boat would return to Springfield and get him arrested by Wiggum? Bart smirked, mentally relieving. Wrong. I think he meant reliving, but it's relieving one of his finest victories over that self-obsessed blowhard ever. Sure do, Lise. What of it? Never got to tell you this back then, but I actually had been watching him bearing down on you from the cabin window before the boat hit those rocks. Aw, dang, Lise. I didn't know I was having an audience while getting Bob to make an utter fool out of himself. That's so cool. No, it's not cool, Lisa yelled, roughly grabbing Bart by the scruff of his pajama and getting him right in her face, angry and worry plainly visible. Do you have any idea of how close to getting murdered you got there? What if Bob had refused your final request and just gone for the kill? What if Wiggum hadn't been there, instead lazing around like he always does? What if the boat had not crashed just in time? What if? Studying her frantic breathing again, Lisa aired her deepest fears about that night to her brother. What if me snooping around had tipped off Bob that something was wrong, and I got him to cut things short then and then? For a while, Bart just stood there, at a loss for words, allowing his sister to press on. That's what I've been having nightmares about. After Bob broke out of prison, Bart. The mere idea that my only brother might have died back then, and it could have been my fault. But that isn't even the worst of it. Sometimes the nightmare continues, and I grow up into a serial killer even worse than Bob, just to get into his prison cell and butcher him like he did to you. Wow. It's just as Lisa started spiraling into self-loathing over those times where her nightmare self ended up butchering so many of her former schoolmates in the most gruesome ways imaginable, just so she would be able to ambush Bob in his cell for bloody revenge. She felt her brother squeezing her tightly, bringing her back to the here and now. It's okay, Lise. I'm here, but damn, I never thought you actually care that much about me being gone. Utterly flabbergasted at her brother's admission, Lisa couldn't stop herself from slapping Bart before returning to hug him even harder. Of course I would care if you were gone, you idiot. Yeah, sometimes you can be such an obnoxious, crude, and just plain mean-spirited buffoon that I can almost understand why Dad keeps strangling you. But you are still my brother, and I love you. What in Buddha's name makes you think that I wouldn't? Was that a thing with Lisa? I have not watched most of The Simpsons. Does she say in Buddha's name, or is this something the author is inserting? I don't know. I have no idea. Because, let's be honest, Lise, I never amounted to anything in my life, and I never will. With how things are going, sure, at the start I tried applying myself, but even then I still got an F for my troubles. Or remember that one baseball game just a few weeks before, with the whole dumb mess with the dome started, where I flubbed the catch? The entire damn town kept dunking on me, until I tried to freaking kill myself. And a bit later, those very same dirtbags kicked us out of town because Homer just had to dump his pig crap into the lake. And before you say something, I know you guys rigged the next match to make me feel better. I am not that dumb. That's when I realized that I'm just a worthless idiot who'll be lucky if he ends up as a trash tier rock guitarist instead of only as a male stripper. And that's also why I keep bugging guys like Homer, Skinner, or even Bob. Because then I can finally win for once. Composing himself for a bit, Bart then continued his self-loathing tirade. And then take a look at yourself in comparison, Lise. You're crazy smart. Got enough guts to tell Mom off from bugging you about going to boring church every Sunday by switching to this Buddhist stuff I don't even get in the first place. You can get folks to actually listen to you. You make changes to the world around you because you believe that you can do it. Honestly, you don't need your big brother anymore, and you once adored me enough that I was your first word, damn it. I know enough about The Simpsons to know no one is in character here. I know enough about The Simpsons to definitely know that no one is in character. Like, yeah, they could be nice to each other, but none of them are going on long tirades like this. What are you talking about, Bart? Lisa couldn't help but yell at her brother incredulously at the sheer amount of hatred he was leveling at himself just now. You've got loads of talents at well. You're an incredible drummer. You can dance gracefully while I'm prone to pratfalling. Okay, definitely would never say pratfalling. That word was not invented until like the 2010s or something. You're able to learn several languages like it was nothing. You've got a way of animals and even people in a way. You somehow managed to legally obtain a driver's license. You always find a way to just have fun, and let's be honest, if you were just a worthless idiot, you wouldn't have been able to repeatedly outsmart someone as wickedly cultured like Sideshow Bob. Before Bart could reject his sister's praises, Lisa pressed on by airing her own inward frustrations. Speaking of Bob and speaking of me being crazy smart, for all my smarts, I was never able to take him on my lonesome, unlike you. And with Springfield being the ignorance-ridden cesspit that it is, all my socially conscious acts are for naught when no one ever takes me seriously, and it just makes me so angry at them sometimes, you know? I try to be a good person, but sometimes it just doesn't seem enough, and I have to be perfect. Yet people just tell me to shut up, and I just feel about ready to start splitting apart at the seams. We're almost done with this one. So far, nothing's happened. We're almost done, and so far, 0 things have occurred. Like, they've been talking. This is supposed to be a one-shot. I don't see how this leads into anything yet. Don't think about what your dream self, other self has done. Don't think about it. Lisa kept chanting mentally until she felt Bart's hands on her shoulders and looked to his eyes full of saddened mirth. Geez, Liz, looks like both of us got issues, huh? You, me, Mom, Dad, honestly, all of Springfield feels like it's only been getting worse over time. Everyone just keeps getting dumber, lazier, and more mean-spirited while we're just dragging ourselves through life. Do you know what I mean? Brow furrowing, her brother stated after some deliberation. Actually, Lise, I do. Don't know how, but it feels like the town has been pretty much reliving the same dumb, crappy day over and over again since forever, and it's been dragging everyone down into the gutter. I know I've gotten nastier with my pranks over times and just kind of stopped caring about how anyone else feels about them, including you. Because why should I give a damn? Didn't seem to really get punished for it in a permanent way, because next day else just seemed kind of back to normal again. Only even more crappy. Hugging her brother again, Lisa responded, Trust me, Bart, I know that I've been getting more and more high and mighty about my progressive views and less patient with other people's opinions about it, because nothing seemed to matter. Until recently. What do you mean, Lise? It's like you said. We seem to have been essentially redoing the same day ad nauseum with nothing ever truly changing, and it's been getting on everyone's nerves. But recently, I don't know if it was Grandpa taking over the nuclear plant from that fiend Burns, or if it was you and Dad blowing up Cargill's dome, or if it was something else entirely. But things changed on a fundamental level for us that shook Springfield out of its monotony. Now our lives can finally change. They have to, or else. No idea, but it scares me to never move on and just keep getting worse again, Bart. No worries, Lise, Bart chuckled. I'm not going to let my little sis face whatever comes next alone, now that we both know how much we mean to each other. What do you say, sis? I cover your back and you cover mine, so that we don't go bad again, you know? Of course, Bart. I love you as my brother, and from now on we'll tackle the world together. Both hugged each other for a bit, before a wet squelching alerted them to the mess at their feet, causing Bart to groan in annoyance. Aw man, my cocoa! And I just got Flanders mixed just right with the waffles and marshmallow on top. Giggling at her brother's plight, Lisa smirked. Well, Bart, what do you think about us getting some more hot chocolate together to celebrate our new pact? Sounds good, Lise, Bart responded before grinning as well while the two of them started on their way to the kitchen. You know, Lise, as bad as your nightmare about Bob managing to kill me must have been, at least it had some use, with us starting to be proper brother and sister again thanks to it. My nightmares are just plain weird crap, like Homer's burps turning everyone except you, me, and Maggie's into copies of him. Buddha preserve us, as much as I will love Dad, that would be a horrible thing to happen. Ain't that the truth, Lise, ain't that the truth. Unbeknownst to the two siblings going to get some late-night snacks, in their parents' bedroom, Homer and Marge were laying awake, having heard everything from their older daughter's blood-curdling scream, and becoming so very proud of both Bart and Lisa for having worked through their respective issues on their own, while musing about those issues themselves like proper parents should. As good as things went, homie, Marge said, we should still talk to all our kids about it, as a family. We're in it together, after all. Her husband nodded sleepily in agreement. You're right as always, Marge. I can't do Homer. With that, both snuggled closer and drifted back to sleep. That was it? That was the fan fiction that was hyped to me? I don't understand. It was literally nothing. Nothing happened there. That nothing occurred. That's the kind of fan fiction where, like, you've imagined so much in your head, you kind of just need to see characters talk about it. But that was nothing. That was the first chapter where nothing happened. It's kind of just nothing. Okay. We still have some time. I guess we take a look at my immortal. It has its own wiki. Also, this thing is supposed to have 40 chapters, but they're all like a paragraph long. So I'm just going to take a bunch and put them in the teleprompter. I know nothing about my immortal, by the way. So this will be a learning experience for all of us, I think. Well, my immortal, I guess. For anyone who is just joining us, today is the 50 follower special. We are reading fanfics as voted on by you, the people. We started off with this deranged Reddit fic, which I couldn't read half of because TOS. I just skipped through to the parts I could read, and those were equally deranged, but not smut, so I could read them. And now we go to the second place winner with 0 votes. There were only 2 places. My Immortal, which is something I've never heard of before, but is apparently very, very popular as fan fictions go. And by reading the first line, I can already see why. It's in the teleprompter. I might as well get to it. This is gonna be certainly one of the things I've done of all time. One of the things of all time. Hi. I can't. It looks so bad. Hi. My name is Emily Darkness, Dementia Raven Way. There's so much. There's so much in that name. There's so much to go over. Ebony Dark apostrophe Ness. Darkness. Dementia Raven Way. That's a street. You've just given me an address. That's not a name. That's where I'm shipping the package to. 17 Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way. Oh, these sounds are all involuntary. And I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. Huh? With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears. And a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. Author's note. If you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. Huh? Huh? Why would you want to be related to him then? Why would you mention that? Who is assuming you were related to Gerard Way? What's going on? What are you talking about? Help me. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England. No one told me this was Harry Potter fanfiction. No. No. Where I'm in the 7th year, I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. No, you fucking weren't. There is a dress code, madam. Okay, don't come at me with this Hogwarts fanfic bullshit if you can't even follow the fucking dress code of Hogwarts. Don't start with me. Little Miss Special doesn't have to follow the dress code. Okay. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness. What am I reading? No, this can't be a Draco Malfoy fanfiction. Please, God. Please, no. I'm sorry. What did I do to deserve this? And I know what you're thinking, chat. I know what you're thinking. If you're in this much pain, you can stop anytime you want. Chat, that is where you are incorrect. That is where you are very wrong, chat. I could no more look away from a car crash than I could look away from this. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the abstract. I mean, I've watched, as my dad was driving down the road, I have watched a car in the opposing highway slip off of the road in the rain, hit the ditch in such a way as to launch it up into the air, spinning around like an action movie before landing upside down. I have seen that. I could no more look away from that instance. The person was fine, somehow. From that instance, that I could look away from this. There was like it was actually a small miracle. There was like an EMT off duty who was driving right behind this person who was able to administer first aid very quickly. So the guy survived. He was fine. So like, yeah, he's good. But yeah, like I can't look away. What's up, Draco? I asked. Nothing, he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me and I had to go away. Author's note. Is it good? Please tell me fans gz. Chapter 2. Author's note. Fangs 2 bloody tier 666 for helping me with the chapter. By the way, prep stop flaming my story, okay. The next day, I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside it was hot pink velvet with Blake lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took my giant My Chemical Romance t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Teenagers scare the friggin' shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone don't bleed. So hard and maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in kind of a messy bun. My friend Willow, author's note, Raven, this is you. Is Raven in the chat? Is Raven in the chat? I saw him in the Discord earlier. If Raven is in the chat, Raven, this is you. You're in this. Congratulations. Raven, you're in this story. I'm gonna have to I have to clip this and send this to him later. Raven, this is you. Congratulations. You know what? Maybe I should write a fan fiction like this and just put author's note. This is you whenever I make a character and just confuse people because it will be nothing like them. Willow woke up then and grinned at me. She flipped her long, waist-length raven black hair with pink strings and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointed high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so? Pause. If she's a 7th year and she's talking to Draco Malfoy, assumedly also a 7th year student, that would mean the school is, as of right now, taken over by the Death Eaters. This is what I want to know. If the school is currently being occupied by the Death Eaters, what is their opinion on the Draco Malfoy, Ebony Darkness Ravenway, dementia girl? What is their opinion on this romance? Are they encouraging it? Do they want Draco, the youngest little Death Eater, dating a vampire? Probably not. I can't think of anyone more mud-blooded than a vampire. So probably they wouldn't approve of this. Tell her, stop trying to make sense of it. No, I refuse. All I have in this world is my reason, and if I cannot apply it to this, then there is no reason to it. Yeah, so, I said, blushing. You know what? I need a proper voice for this. Yeah, so. Do you like Draco? She asked as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. No, I so fucking don't, I shouted. Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I replied flirtily. Guess what, he said. What, I asked. Well, good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade. In Hogsmeade. No, they fucking aren't. Hogsmeade, the secret wizard town. One, like the only all-wizard secret town in Britain, is hosting a Muggle band. No, they fucking aren't. No, they are not. No, they are not. What is this? Oh my fucking god, I screamed. I love GC. They are my favorite band, besides My Chemical Romance. Well, did you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped. Chapter 3. Author's note. Stop flammin' the story preps okay. Otherwise, thanks to the gothic people for the good reviews. Thanks again, Raven. Oh yeah, but by the way, I don't diss or the lyrics for good tralat. Wow. 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 On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets, and then I put on a black leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnets on my arms. I straightened my hair to make it look all spiky. I can't read the next sentence. Self-harm happens. Yeah, no, I'm cutting that one short. No. There is a line, and I found my line today, and my line is somewhere between, my line is somewhere between outrageous smut and promotion of self-harm as a lifestyle. There's my line. We found it, chat. Huzzah! Hooray! We found my line. We found my limit. I before I went live today, I was like, it would be really crazy if I just, like, I knew there was stuff I would have to euphemize or just skip, but I was like, nothing's gonna be that bad. It's all gonna be like in good fun cringe. Nope. 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 Cut. Thanks everyone for not voting for it. I did it anyway because I hate myself, and it was a bad idea. I should have listened to the lack of votes in the Discord. Okay, I should have listened. I'm sorry I didn't. That's on me. Yeah. So, let's do anything else to distract from the thing that just happened. Oops, that's me. So, let's do this. Let's do this. If anyone has a YouTube video they would like me to watch and react to, let's do some of that today. Because I don't want to switch to Dracula after that. And I don't want to switch to a game after that because I don't want either of them to be marred by the memory of this. For this thing that I will never do again. Wow. That was something. So if you have a YouTube video, drop the link in the chat. Your dumbest memes, your cringiest things. We'll fucking watch Freddy Fazbear at 3 a.m. shit. I don't care. But whatever you got. Whatever you have, we will do. And I've got to figure out how I want to do that, no BS. This might be a good chance to go to the just chatting screen. Yeah, let's do that. It's a little bit cleaner. find the browser here, pull it over. Um, if I pull that up, that should be... Yeah, that's YouTube. All right. And then I can add it to the vertical, I believe. Yes, I can. Excellent. It's not logged in as me, is it? It shouldn't be, right? Why would it be? Okay, it's logged in under my Teller YouTube. Very good. Very good. Oops, gotta get it below the model here. There we go. So that's what we'll do now. We'll watch some YouTube videos. Let me just hit interact here. Pull it up for myself. Let's see. It won't let me scroll. And that was the last straw. It won't let me scroll. That was the last straw. I'm sorry, chat. That one just killed all of my vibes. My vibes are dead. They are dead and they are gone. My vibes are dead. I'm sorry. We're gonna find someone to raid real quick. Let's find someone to raid. I think I just saw that Brianni was live. I usually lurk on her channel. She is also a reader. So she would be a good person to raid. Oh yes, she's reading Pride and Prejudice. Chat, let's go read Pride and Prejudice with Brianni. She's great. You'll love her. You guys will love her. She's great. We're gonna go raid her. Thanks everyone for coming by. I hope you had a good time. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Probably more No Man's Sky. I'm really enjoying No Man's Sky right now. So let's go read some Pride and Prejudice. Yay.